Imagine you're working with a colleague who dismisses all feedback by claiming, "It's not my fault," or "You're overreacting." Chances are, you've experienced someone who's emotionally immature. They resist accountability, get defensive at even the mildest critique, and can make it feel impossible to have a constructive conversation. As communication experts, we've noticed that these tendencies show up through specific words and phrases. Becoming aware of these patterns will help you spot emotional immaturity in others. Better yet, it'll help you avoid sounding emotionally immature yourself. Let's break down the most common expressions to watch out for, why they're problematic, and how you can respond more productively. "It's not my fault." This phrase is a classic avoidance tactic. Emotionally immature people cling to it to remove any trace of blame from themselves. When you hear it, you're witnessing someone shirk responsibility before the full conversation even starts. A more constructive approach might be to say, "I see where I might have contributed to the problem. Let's figure this out together." If you hadn't done that, it wouldn't have happened. Here, the blame is firmly placed on someone else. This phrasing disregards one's own role entirely and shifts accountability onto others. By saying, "I apologize for my part in this. Let's work to find a solution," you open the door to genuine dialogue instead of finger-pointing. I don't need to explain myself to you. It's easy to imagine a child stomping their feet while uttering this. Adults who say this are trying to escape honest conversations and transparency. Instead, opt for clarity. Let me explain where I'm coming from so we can resolve this. You're overreacting. Accusations of overreacting are a quick way to shut someone down. In reality, it's often a combination of gaslighting and blame shifting. A better response, if you feel someone's emotions are strong, is to say, "I sense you're upset. Can we talk more about how you're feeling?" "Yeah, whatever." A simple "whatever," especially delivered with a shrug, is a conversation ender. It signals, "I'm done, this isn't worth my time." Constructive communication, on the other hand, might sound like, "I'm feeling overwhelmed. Can we revisit this later when we're both calm?" "What are you talking about? I never said that." This is classic gaslighting, rewriting history to avoid looking at the facts. Instead of denying past statements, try saying, "I see there's a misunderstanding. Let's clarify what was actually said and move forward." It's your problem, not mine. Here, the speaker dismisses the entire issue by making it somebody else's burden. A more mature approach would be, "I recognize this is affecting you. How can I support finding a resolution?" These are common expressions from emotionally immature people. "You're making such a big deal out of nothing." This phrase belittles the other person's feelings and experiences. If you think someone is overemphasizing an issue, it's far more respectful to say, "Let's understand why you feel this way. Help me see it from your perspective." "You're making such a big deal out of nothing." This phrase belittles the other person's feelings and experiences. If you think someone is overemphasizing an issue, it's far more respectful to say, "Let's understand why you feel this way. Help me see it from your perspective." If you think someone is overemphasizing an issue, it's far more respectful to say, "Let's understand why you feel this way. Help me see it from your perspective." You're talking about the past. Bringing up past actions can be useful when we want to learn or correct a pattern. Someone who dismisses every reference to history likely resists reflection. A healthier response would be, "Yes, I made mistakes. Let's learn from them so we can avoid repeating them." "I was just joking." Have you ever received an unkind remark disguised as humor? This is a passive-aggressive way to criticize someone without taking responsibility. Instead, if you realize you've upset someone, try, "I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings. That wasn't my intention." You always. You never. Sweeping statements like these are emotional shortcuts that skip over constructive conversation. They imply a permanent flaw in the other person and rarely lead to progress. A more helpful approach would be, "I've noticed a pattern we should address. Let's talk about specific examples. But everyone does it. It might sound childish, but adults use it too. By insisting that a behavior is acceptable just because it's common, a person avoids examining whether it's right. Rather than shrugging something off as normal, try saying, "I know many people do it, but I still need to reflect on whether it's okay for me." Recognizing these phrases is just the first step. The real key lies in how you respond, both to others and within your own self-talk. Instead of shutting down communication or shifting blame, strive for clarity, empathy, and willingness to own your part. By understanding and avoiding these phrases, you'll be well on your way to more respectful, productive conversations and healthier relationships.